U.S. taxpayers be looking at yet another backdoor bailout for banks? Michael Iannaccone of MDI Investments and Rebel Cole of DePaul University are here to debate this. Welcome back to both of you.
Hi, how are you?
So at issue here is billions of dollars in bad mortgages that these banks sold to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Now, Rebel, why are these banks being forced to buy back now these bad mortgages?
Well, it's hundreds of billions, if not trillions, of mortgages. And the reason they're being forced or asked to buy these back is when they sold the mortgages to investors, they made representations and warranties about the quality of these mortgages that have subsequently turned out not to be true. It's like if you went to buy a gold watch and you find that somebody sold you a lead watch painted with gold, then you might go back and ask for your money back.
Right. Michael, I mean, it's fair to ask these banks to buy back the mortgages that they lied about, isn't it?
Yes, and you know, we had this discussion several months ago, and you know, who's going to suffer and what's the solution that's going to come out. They tried to come, I told you a solution would come out in the market, and this is the solution that these smart people in Washington came up with, that everyone's got a share in the burden. And the taxpayers are going to be the largest burden.
All right,
large amount to share.
Let's talk about just the amount of hit these taxpayers are dealing with here. This week, Bank of America just announced that it's paying out $3 billion to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to settle $127 billion worth of loans for Freddie Mac, and then Fannie Mae $4 billion worth of loans. So these loans are being bought back for pennies on the dollar. Rebel, is that fair?
Well, and remember, we're already in the Fannie and Freddie are already into the taxpayer for $134 billion, so they should be fighting to get back as much money as they can from these bad mortgages. And instead, Freddie gave away the house. They settled for 1 penny on the dollar on $127 billion in mortgages, for which they gave up all existing, outstanding, and potential claims. Fannie, on the other hand, got 38 cents on the dollar and didn't give up any future potential claims. So
well, you know, one could argue did did Fannie have better mortgages than Freddie Mac or vice versa, and why is there a difference in claim? You know,
38 times better?
Well, you know, I don't know. I don't know what loans they bought. I know what loans were made 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, 120% loan-to-value loans. I don't know what Freddie bought. I don't know what Fannie bought.
And that's exactly right.
Are these banks is Bank of America getting away with a steal?
You know, no, I don't think Bank of America is getting, because Bank of America bought Countrywide, and there's a lot bigger mess there than just this $127 billion in loans. But the end game is to get to a liquid securitization market. And everything that we've tried over the past 3 years to get back to securitization hasn't worked. So we have to suffer some pain. I hate to say this. I wish there was a better answer, but we need securitization. We need to be selling product to a wide array of people, and that is what is going to open the spigot of more credit, not looser credit, but more credit in the industry.
I think we agree on that, but giving a huge bailout to Bank of America does not accomplish this.
Shouldn't Fannie and Freddie be fighting for more money from these banks?
Well,
with these
it looks like Fannie did pretty well. They got 38 cents on the dollar. Freddie only got a penny on the dollar. Why the difference? The only sort of reason I can come up for this is that Fannie and Freddie are fighting for their political lives, and their best political allies are the big banks, especially the ones who are in the most trouble, like Bank of America.
Okay, I want to read this statement here. There's a congressional oversight panel that issued a report back in December, and it said, quote, Freddie Mac in particular has hesitated to enforce some of its contractual rights related to the foreclosure process, arguing that doing so may negatively impact our relationships with these servicers, some of which are among our largest sources of mortgage loans. So this pretty much goes to prove that Fannie and Freddie are in bed with the banks, does it not?
It certainly says that about Freddie. I'm not going to make any claims about Fannie because I haven't seen the same evidence.
Okay,
Michael. And
Michael.
I think that you're only looking at one transaction that's been reported to date. And I would agree with Rebel that there's more than $127 billion in problems out there. There's trillions of dollars. So, you know, maybe the next deal Freddie gets 40 cents on the dollar and Fannie only gets 20 cents on the dollar. I think I don't think it really matters, because whether you're getting 40 cents or you're getting 20 cents, the taxpayer is eating the remainder.
Bank of America and Countrywide originated well over $1 trillion in mortgages the crisis. This is only about $130 billion that they've settled. There's a lot more out there.
All right, thank you very much. Rebel Cole of DePaul University and Michael Iannaccone of MDI Investments.
Thank you.